Hello, my name is Catherine Otto, and this short video will give you a quick introduction to the implementation matrix for the Farmland Action Plan. Just to start, a little bit of an orientation. The matrix itself contains the goals, strategies, actions, and tasks which came out of the 2023 plan. Um, and as you can see on the screen, there aren't that many goals because we're kind of keeping it at that high level. So those goals being farmland protection, access, and viability. And then we're looking at strategies, and then you're looking at actions. So you've got about 68 actions, and then you get into the meat. So the tasks, that's the part that you're probably most interested in. Those tasks are like how each action will be achieved. It's the kind of practical next steps. Sometimes those tasks are sequential. Do this and then do that. Sometimes they're things that can just be done at the same time, but they're all heading towards achieving that same action. One thing also to consider is that in the implementation matrix, we have a 4-digit ID number. That's to help myself and you to keep straight. There are a lot of items in the Farmland Action Plan in this matrix. And so we have a 4-digit ID number. There's no rationale behind it. It's just a unique number so that you can track things over time, see where those numbers are, and make sure we're talking about the same thing at the same time. So a little bit about the implementation matrix. It is a living document that tracks what partners have done and what partners are planning to do. In the last year, in 2024, there was a lot of time spent reviewing all of the items in the matrix and making sure that they match what we believe was coming next and what is already in progress. The matrix is published online and is updated periodically. It's on the Farmland Action Plan website. And what I would say is check out periodically before you do any major work, go and see if there's a new version. The versions will stay pretty stagnant for a few months and then there may be some changes. So just look out for that. There's also a document on the website called About the Matrix, which gives you a lot more information than what I can share in this very quick video. So, a few tips and tricks. As I mentioned, that 4-digit ID number, that really helps us keep straight. So, if you give me that 4-digit ID number when you're talking about a particular task, it helps me find the right place. Sometimes that 4-digit ID number will actually know that one task has been split, for example, into two pieces. And what you'll see is a note in the side saying, this task has been divided. This is the ID number of the new part. And that just helps you track and me keep track. So, it's a good way of doing it. What I definitely recommend when it comes to the matrix, there is a PDF version online which is searchable, so just search for key terms. There's also an Excel version where you can use the filters and things like that, and I will show you that in a few minutes. Look for keywords. The way the matrix is set up is that we've designed it so that there are keywords in key places, so that if you know I want to look at this particular topic, you can type in that word and you'll find everything to do with that topic, regardless of whether the statement for the task actually includes those words. There's also information about who might be implementing those items. And so look out for those particular, the function of those organizations. So are they a land type trust type organization, or do they work with ag policy or things like that? So with that, no further ado, let's get into the matrix. So this is the version that is in a spreadsheet format. If you're not comfortable with spreadsheets, that's fine. You can just download the PDF version and search through it that way using the normal search function. But I definitely feel like using the Excel version will help you find things easier if you can. So things to look out for. Over on the left, you've got the 4-digit ID number, as I mentioned, and that will help you navigate through. We've then got the numbers for the goal, strategy, and action. But you know what? Numbers make no sense. So what I've done for each of the goal, strategy, and action is given a few keywords so that you can look for what that topic area is for that action. So for example, in the section we're looking at right now, we've got goal at the top. The goal is increase access to farmland. That's goal number 2. So we've got access in column G. Then we've got the strategy that comes after it, which is looking at making more land available. So hence the strategy text there is more land, and everything under that is categorized the same. And then when it comes to the action, we're looking at to assess all existing and publicly held land for its suitability for agriculture and make more of it available for agriculture. So in very, very quick terms, in 2 to 3 words, that's talking about agricultural suitability. So that entire section is flagged in that way. So the great thing is that here what you can do is if you know what kind of topic area you want to look in, you click on that little down arrow next to the action text and look for a particular word. So for example, do we want to look up whole farms? Oh, maybe not. So you can scroll through and you can see all of the different topics on here. And so you've got one on grants, you've got one on housing and things like that. So this will help you. So what you could do is turn off, let's say if we want to do housing, let's type in housing, enter, and then you'll only have the housing parts from the matrix. And that means you have far less items. You have, as you can see down here on the bottom left, you're in fact only 7 records out of 451, which is a lot more manageable. So that's a great way of using filters to narrow down what you're looking at. And as you can see, there are many different topics. So then the next part to look at, I think that's helpful, is as you can see, there are some edits in there. Those ones in red are the ones with edits which were made during 2024. And then we get into kind of the more useful part of things. So looking at potential timeframes, timeframes being ongoing, starting soon, short terms, so short terms being the next year or two, medium terms the next 3 to 5 years, and this is for starting the activity, not for necessarily for completing it. Then long term is everything from 5 years out, because we'll assess as we get closer to that to reassign. You've also got status in here, so you've got whether it's completed or in progress or there's no action. Then you've got the interesting part about who might get involved. So lead implementer, there are many different lead implementers who are the kind of the action, they're like the energy behind or the champion behind the task and would kind of get this moving. So you can type in particular functions. And then there's everyone else, the other people who will potentially come alongside and be actively part of implementing a task. And there are many different types of organizations. So for example, if you're interested in policy, you might want to just type in policy. Type if I could spell. So type in policy, and as you can see, this brings up items where MDAL policy, so that would be Winton, our deputy commissioner, but you also have where food policy councils are involved, and also where ag policy organizations would potentially get involved. And so then we've narrowed down that choice because we've used the filter. We've narrowed it down to just 95 of the options. So obviously policy is a very popular topic. And then we can just undo that filter by either clicking select all at the top, or if you go up to the very top where sort and filter is, just click clear. And that means that you'll see everything back in the matrix again. Then in case you are interested in some of the updates and what has happened, you'll see a quick note which gives you information about those updates. And then right on the very right-hand side is the original plan ID. Those original plan IDs were kind of stacked, kind of going down the rungs, rather than the 4-digit ID number, which we now use. But that's there for cross-referencing. With that said, thank you for watching this quick video. If you want to learn more, please visit the Farmland Action Plan website. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.